application deadline for DEP is September 14th.
Councilman? That's, I think that's pretty much what you were saying. Yeah. We moved ahead.
Well, if the other resolutions are time sensitive, I think you're right, they're both good. I don't think the council would favor that obligation. Decision on this.
You know what, again, I want to exercise the executive privilege. I think we should move these, because of the nature of this, let's make sure we have
Is that, where is that written at in the code book? Executive privilege. Is that written in the code book?
FYI on Tuesday, hopefully I'm going to hold copies inside just to make a general discussion on it. Just for it not getting done. That's not hurt.
The resolution authorizing the city second year and indemnification agreement with Wine. Corporation with respect to improvements to the Trenton Public Library landscaping.
Mr. President,
yes, sir.
This is a good thing, and I'll support that.
Please.
I would, before the next budget comes through, I'd like to have a presentation from the library to see what their plans are here.
Ms. Feigenbaum, sometime in the month of October, let's invite the Trenton Library Board over in regards to what's going on. I know they've been eager to come before us, but it's a matter of having them scheduled in the course of the workshop. Thank you.
Resolution adopting the State of New Jersey School Development Authority school plan for the development of the MLK Jefferson.
Two of them.
Two resolutions. MLK Jefferson School for Education, Recreation, and Open Space is a comprehensive plan for the development and redevelopment of a portion of the MLK Jefferson School for recreation and conservation purposes. And then an ordinance authorizing the application of portion of MLK Jefferson School site approved by the State of New Jersey School Development Authority for Open Space and Recreation to the Trenton Board of Education and generally on the tax map of the City of Trenton as Block 89, Open Space, Block 35.
Okay, that was it?
No, I'm fine.
Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
We've got unfinished business.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? We do have unfinished business. You want to call the other resolution?
Gino?
Yes, Mr. President, yes. Unfortunately, when we called earlier the East State Street establishment, the owner was outside in the main council chamber and wasn't aware that he was being called in, so he is currently here, and I'd like him to take a seat if possible.
Please. Up front. I'm sorry. One second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My picture.
I think you're a genius.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let's go back to the paperwork.
Okay. All right, just for the record, I-1 Inc. Trading is Pastor's Restaurant and Nightclub, 801, 803 East State Street, with regards to a resolution granting renewal. You're the manager of patron there? Please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Juan Martinez. Address 39 Dickinson Street, Trenton, New Jersey. I'm here in reference to 803 and 801 East State Street.
All right, one second. One second, just want to get the resolution. Mr. Long, yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. President, in regards to this, the discussion that we had, as I stated before, and I denied the interim permit on this, was that
Yeah, I'm passing on the resolution.
the owner was notified to come in to discuss, yes, I have the resolution, I'm fine.
Well, if you want to sign it,
Well,
okay.
no.
No problem.
Okay. Let me just finish if I may. I did state to him that he would come back before council this week to discuss problems in the community, and I know Mr. Segura also had some concerns, and unfortunately, he's not here again, but I understand you have spoken with him. I have not. So I don't know, if his concerns have been addressed. But we do have stipulations currently on your license. And last time you were here, you did have your manager with you, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong?
Yes.
Okay. And what seems to be the problem at your establishment, and even with the charges that you were notified of at the last meeting, you were unaware of them. And apparently there's a communication problem between you and your manager. In order to operate a proper business, you need to have a grip on your business. Apparently, that grip is not there. If you're not aware of what is occurring in your business or around your business, then you're not conducting a proper business. Okay? So I have a concern about that. The current stipulations we have on the license, obviously, there's no way I'm going to change those stipulations you have. What I would like to do at this time, though, is I would like to schedule this bar for a hearing with the charges, and Mr. Lockwood, you can furnish him copies of the charges prior to the next meeting, being next Tuesday. No? 10 days?
I think before you go there, you need to take this renewal issue, give it an ad interim permit.
Well, I will grant him the ad
recommend-
interim because he was here, but I will not sign off on the renewal of the license. So I will grant him the ad interim, but hold the renewal of the license until after the hearing on the charges and also addressing the issues of the problems that the establishment has been causing in the community.
Mr. Martinez, you want to make any comments with regards to?
The comments that I had, that I wasn't aware about the minor because I went on vacation right now. I spoke to the.
I got to ask you a question. If I recall last time, you weren't at the bar.
I wasn't. I was on vacation.
Okay, and your time
I
was
wasn't
vacation,
there.
but it still does not. It doesn't separate the responsibility that you have.
Yeah, and they didn't aware me about the problem either, so that was a problem. And I spoke to the manager because he was here that day, and he said he's going. I'm there now every day because after that problem, the issue today. So now I'm trying to keep it clean the most that I could.
Okay. All right. We'll notify your staff man in writing as to next meeting date, and we'll schedule.
Yes, and he is incorporated, Mr. Lockwood, so he would have to have legal representation.
He has your time?
No, it should be represented.
I was going to just say that, I think it would be in your best interest to get legal counsel, advise your counsel of what's before you, and then perhaps speak with Mr. Lockwood.
Have your attorney contact.
Yes.
And it may assist you prior to a hearing.
All right.
And
If people call
Mr.
Okay.
We'll send you, but you'll get something formal in writing.
All right. I'll wait for the charges. While then, I just get an attorney and have speak to Mr. Olapo.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Is that the only one? That the only one? Okay. So that's the best. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Mr. Cochran? You want to go back to unfinished business? Yes, sir.
One info and one GL. I'd like some information on paving and sidewalks. I've got some questions I need to provide to whoever goes to now. And I'd like to postpone the second reading on this until the 20th, pending getting more information.
This see her face?
You need to conduct a public hearing. We've advertised for a public hearing. You need to conduct that public hearing.
Okay.
You can delay any vote or.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's fair. Well, we have to have a public hearing by law. We'll postpone it. That's continuation to our next public hearing. You have any questions with regards to the Okay. All right. You want to submit to Ms. Amy? She can give it to. There's questions with regards, additional questions with regards to the ordinances, one FO and one GO, with regards to the State of Romanian project. Mr. Cochran gave that to you in writing. Not necessarily for an answer this evening, but okay. Well, I'm sure it's okay, Ms. Amy? Mr. Ortiz, yes, ma'am?
I wanted to, personally get the shared information that we need.
Civic matters? Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you want to do civic matters here, or do you want to go out in public and do it?
Can you knock them off?
So you knock them off here?
Knock them off.
Okay. We're at the portion of the meeting with regards to civic matters. We'll do public comment and conversation. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, I'd just like to note for the record that Commissioner Marion Allen from the Trenton Housing Authority, a West Ward resident, has passed away.
I was going to make mention of that. Thank you. Continue on.
And I'd like to...
Ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. President, I know typically he would send a condolence letter, but as a West Ward resident, I'd like the opportunity to send it.
Not a problem. On behalf of council?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd also like to go back to just quickly, for the record, make some things clear about requesting from administration that we do everything we can to expand support services for our local businesses to help ensure their success. And I think that's important. Philly has made a real effort to secure its economic base in that there are certain portions of Philadelphia that you go into, and they are absolutely witnessing more crime than we can imagine. But there are pieces of Philadelphia like downtown and the restaurant district that you can go into and wear your dollar bill on top of your head if you want to, and nobody's going to come near you. I'd like to recommend that we begin to move forward with a larger plan. We have plans in place to ensure that even more for the downtown area and our local businesses receive support services, police officers dropping in, saying hello, making their presence known, so that we do everything we can to ensure and secure our economic base. And local businesses are certainly a large part of that. I'd also like to revisit just briefly, Mr. President, and make myself clear that on the sagging pants issue, it goes far beyond sagging pants. Although I realize that sagging pants are a fad, pretty much as hot pants were, and a few other things, I'm hoping that they'll go away the same way some of the previous fads has gone, and that is to disappear. But I want to make it abundantly clear that this is a much larger issue than sagging pants. It has to do with indecent exposure. When they wear the pants on the hips, with the belt, it pulls the underwear down, and then there's much more that we'd rather not be exposed to, and that's the issue that we're going to have to deal with, whether it's comfortable or not. In Atlanta, in New Orleans, and in parts and places of North Carolina, the legislative bodies are standing up and saying you will no longer expose your private parts to the community, and it'd be okay. And that's simply all that I'm looking for, Mr. President, as I look for the support of council to move forward in dealing with indecent exposure.
I believe that you and Mr. Ortiz typically want to do, Mr. State, you want to provide the council information from other municipalities. I think you tell us what you would have as well.
Yeah.
You have something? You share it. You start the floor, Mr. Ortiz. You start the floor. Mr. Tate?
Ms. Stacy sharing that information. And so then, Mr. President, I'd like to also do, at our junior high level, and this is something that I spoke to earlier about, education, that we do a whole program on appropriate attire. And whether it's comfortable or not, as our children move forward in this world to compete
for jobs, housing, and other things, it makes it extremely difficult. As in 4 years, I've had difficulty hiring people who they speak well, they write well, and they're prepared to work, but their pants are on their hips. No, their thighs. I said hips, I mean thighs. And it's very difficult to hire them. Now, one of the things I recognize is that typically this happens when they have on the white beaters, as they refer to the T-shirts. That's another issue. But as they refer to T-shirts, the T-shirts is when the indecent exposure happens. So, Councilwoman Staten and the rest of the council, I'd like to support the entire council in that we're dealing with indecent exposure. You know, folks will try to twist it and make it about their rights as citizens, you know, the First Amendment or whatever amendment that might be. This is about indecent exposure. That's what this is about. And we have to, you know, I want to be emphatic about that, the message. It's indecent exposure that we have to deal with. I'd like to see some of these organizations in the city take up some of these causes. You know, we do a lot of fundraising, we do a whole lot of other things. Mr. President, I'm going to ask you, you know, as president, if you'll reach out and perhaps, you know, send something to churches and the different organizations and sororities and fraternities in the area and ask them to support us in this in terms of education, to do everything they can to send a message about indecent exposure being inappropriate.
Okay. We'll talk about that.
Thank you.
That's not a bad idea.
That's it.
Mr. Cox, anything for the record? Mr. Malone?
No.
Mr. Staten?
Actually, just a couple of things, President. I just wanted to say, yesterday I attended the award ceremony at the Fire Department. It was just wonderful. We did coverage on it today. The stories were absolutely incredible. Certainly they are Trenton's finest. Especially moved by the gentleman that was actually saved from an incident death. He had a heart attack, and thanks to the quick accident, our firefighters were there to defibrillate on the truck. They saved him right in the car, and he and his mother and family were there just to thank him again because of him. And then the other one I note was the off-duty fireman who was on Hudson who saw a fire down the street. And this quick action with some of his neighbors, they went to two and cookout in their mom on 7th Floor. So it was just a really good ceremony, and I'm glad they were to get here in certain days before it's really good. I went to see 2 movies in the dark, in the park, wherever they were. They were fabulous.
Movies in the park.
They were fabulous in the dark. And a lot of people like the park. Yeah, I know. And a lot of people got a lot of good feedback on it. That was a fabulous idea. The kids really liked it, and for older folks, it was just almost like they came inside.
What are you talking about? There's nothing going on in Trenton.
Thought that was cool.
Huh? What are you talking about? There's nothing going on in
I know.
Trenton.
Yeah, out of order.
For people who saw it, it was really something different, and it really was a nice component to the summer recreation program. So hats off to you, the park, on coming up with that event for family activity. And I don't know if I spoke to her or not, but I'm so glad that we're up online for taking awarded bill payments taxes off on the computer. I think that's excellent. I'm hoping taxes are the next thing coming up.
If I can add on to what Mr. Staten, Ms. Hayes, just for the record, also want to commend Police Division for graduating another class. How many recruits now on the streets? Another 20? 20, so they're currently now they're on patrol in the patrol division, and that was through they were replacement officers for all intents and purposes.
I believe most of them were.
Okay. For those lost to attrition and their families.
Patricia. One of the things, Mr. Pucciati, I'm so glad to see you.
How are you?
Good. Now, wanted to remind you, I wanted to be kept abreast of that landlord who had that illegal rooming house on Academy. There was that fire. He was scheduled to go to court at some point.
Yes.
So I really want to know when that court date is.
I'll give you that information.
Yeah, that is handled. And that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Staten. Mr. King did deliver the news with regards to the passing of Marion Allen. I'm sure additional information will be forthcoming. And with due respect, we'll have a moment of silence before we start our next portion of the meeting. However, you don't want to be insensitive to this, but that is now putting that board down, at least another member, which will...
I don't think they have a quorum at this point.
They won't have a quorum, so we're going to have to take up that issue Tuesday. When is the next board meeting? Okay, we'll take up that immediately next Tuesday.
So you should probably let them know they were going to take it up so that they can hold a meeting.
Yeah, we'll take it up Tuesday, and we'll take that. Okay, so you know the motion in order to reconvene